The ink wasn't even dry on the Yokohama Baystars contract, the staggering 500 million figure plastered across every sports page in Asia, when the anonymous email hit the commissioner's office, alleging not financial impropriety, but a radical behavioral clause tied directly to the player's mysterious disappearance during the offseason.
This wasn't just a signing, it was a high-stakes bet on the most unstable genius Japanese baseball had ever seen, and the true cost was far higher than the headline suggested. Welcome back to 601 Daily News, where we dive deeper than the box score. Today, we're not just crunching the numbers on Duplantier's historic salary, we're dissecting the psychological firewall necessary to justify the single riskiest investment in modern NPB history.
This whole narrative, Yokohama's Duplantier 500 million, is not a story about money. It's a terrifying character analysis disguised as a sports transaction. Duplantier, the 23-year-old American phenomenon, arrives in NPB carrying not just the expectation of a league-leading slugger, but the baggage of a career defined by spectacular highs and instantaneous collapses. The debate raging in the media centers on whether this massive financial commitment is a stroke of genius or terminal folly. Speaking to us shortly after the announcement, Yokohama general manager Kaito Ishikawa was blunt. "We did not sign a baseball player. We signed a future. His 500 million is not salary, it's collateral against the history he is guaranteed to make." Ishikawa's conviction is based on raw, almost unbelievable data. Last season in the U.S. minor leagues, Duplantier's weighted on-base average against high-speed breaking balls was 0.450, a metric nearly unheard of, surpassing the career peaks of legendary NPB foreign stars like Tuffy Rhodes and Alex Ramirez. We calculated the probability of him delivering 40 home runs and 100 RBIs, and the proprietary projection model showed a 78% success rate, a figure that mandates this level of outlay, confirms coach Kenji Sato, one of the Baystars' most respected hitting scouts. The physical tools are indisputable. Exit velocity averaging 105 miles per hour, a defensive range that covers the entire outfield, and a rocket arm. He is a 5-tool talent, potentially a 10-tool enigma. But this is where the character debate begins, and the narrative slows down, forcing us to look past the highlight reels, into the darkness. Veteran sports journalist Takeshi Izumi calls the signing monumentally reckless, bordering on organizational malpractice. Izumi points to the volatility. Duplantier's 5 mid-game exits last year, stemming from visible frustration after striking out on pitches he deemed beneath his level, prove a critical lack of mental fortitude necessary for the demanding rhythm of Japanese baseball. It's the character tax they failed to calculate, Izumi states passionately. You cannot buy stability, especially when his career walk rate skyrockets during high-leverage situations. He strikes out in 35% of plate appearances when the bases are loaded, a catastrophic drop from his baseline. The pressure of the 500 million will not fix this, it will weaponize it. Izumi's critique holds massive weight because Duplantier himself has never hidden his internal struggles. He demands perfection, and when the game fails to meet his impossible standard, he implodes. This is the central conflict Yokohama has purchased. However, the deep dive analysis reveals that Yokohama didn't just ignore the risk, they actively sought to monetize it. The infamous disappearance mentioned in the opening was not a scandal. It was a voluntary, intensive 3-month regimen in isolation in Hokkaido, focusing entirely on psychological conditioning and controlled breathing techniques, a strategy championed by their new sports psychologist, Dr. Hiroshi Tanaka. This is the crucial twist. The 500 million yen headline figure wasn't the annual salary. That's actually closer to 250 million yen. The 500 million yen was the liquidated damages and buyout clause that would activate if Duplantier failed to adhere to the rigid, daily, mandated psychological training regimen focused on emotional self-regulation. Yokohama is investing in a cure, not just the talent. They are betting that Duplantier's volatility is merely the byproduct of an intense, almost tortured competitive drive, not a fundamental flaw. During one filmed training session released only to the coaching staff, Duplantier spoke quietly to his therapist, revealing the true weight he carries. They think the pitch is the enemy. It's not. My own expectation is the enemy. Every strikeout is a betrayal of the perfection I know I can reach.
This is the key. His meltdowns are not arrogance. They are self-loathing, masked by external frustration. The climax of this character study is the realization that Yokohama has created a cage of psychological demands around him, where compliance means success and failure means financial ruin and public humiliation. They believe that by structuring the pressure, they can harness the fire without letting it burn the stadium down.
If this experiment succeeds, the Bay Stars gain a Hall of Fame talent who finally conquered his inner demons. If it fails, they lose the money, but more importantly, they confirm the terrifying hypothesis that some geniuses are simply too sharp and too volatile to exist within the framework of professional sport. The entire league is watching, not his swing, but his mind. We've peeled back the layers of the Duplantier dilemma, understanding that the 500 million yen is merely a headline masking a profound character study. Do you believe volatile genius can thrive under the rigid demands of NPB, or will the pressure shatter him? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to 601 Daily News for the most in-depth analysis in Japanese sports.